Greetings, friends. It's Liam Maynard here with CashIsTheAnswer.com, and today we're talking about how to build a lead-sucking sales funnel. Let's get started. So, what is a funnel? Well, you may be very experienced in this or not, but I'm going to assume, since you're watching this, that you are not as experienced as you would like to be. So, a funnel is basically the process by which you lead your customers from the irresistible offer all the way to the sales page and buying your product or service. So my question always in the first part of this is, what is your dream? What is your business? What are you trying to get out? What's your message? What are you trying to get out into the world? Because the funnel is the process by which you get your message out into the world, into the hands of your customers, your clients. So the funnel is vitally important, and you have to get this right. If you don't, then you will spend a lot of money on ads that will go absolutely nowhere. So you want to make sure you get the sales funnel right. And the first step in doing that is figuring out who your ideal clients or customers are, and what are their pain points and their desired outcomes. So one of the best ways of doing this is just to do some research, as in go to Google, type in whatever your niche is. Let's say it's dog training, or could be anything, your niche plus blog or forum, and you just start looking at what the comments people are making are in some of these threads. And then you could also go to, say, Facebook pages and groups, LinkedIn pages and groups. You can look at the comments and YouTube videos. You can go to Amazon and check out some of the top books on whatever your subject matter is, and just read some of the reviews. What do people like? What do people not like? And you're wanting to get to a point where you have a good idea what people's pain points and desired outcomes are, and then you literally, or what we would literally do for our digital marketing agencies, we will make a list. On one side of the page there's pain points, and on the other side there's desired outcomes. And you want to get a big list of these things, because this knowledge and information about what people's hot buttons, their pain points are, is what you're going to use throughout your sales funnel, throughout your copy being the words you use on the pages. And so this is how you're going to communicate your message in a way that people will respond to it. So this goes into your headlines and your ads. This goes into the headlines and your opt-in pages, etc. And the sales page obviously would be littered throughout that. So you want to have a good grasp of what people's problems are first. And then from here, you need to figure out, working backward, what's your irresistible offer. And the irresistible offer is what you want to be looking at next, because you don't want to go jumping into ads or anything before you have that. So once you have figured out what some of their hot buttons and pain points are, that will give you a good idea what you can offer them to alleviate that problem. So whatever your irresistible offer is basically the thing that you're selling, right? Or the service that you're selling. And the sales page, this could also be a booking calendar if you're trying to get somebody onto a call. But typically when you're selling a product, for example, it would be a sales page. So the sales page is what you would be taking a look at after you already know what your offer is, because you can't write the sales page until you know what your irresistible offer is. And if you've got an irresistible offer, then sales become a lot easier, because once you funnel out the people that are your perfect customers, when they see this offer, it's just going to be a no-brainer for a large percentage of them. So moving backwards here, we've got the ad, which goes to the opt-in page, and the bridge page. So once you've got the sales page, then you make the bridge page. And the bridge page can actually be your high-value converting offer. So let's say that you're selling a course of some kind, and what you would have on the bridge page is basically you'd sliver out a portion of your content and give this to them for free. We like to use videos. It could be something else, but typically a video works pretty good. The length of the video would be in relation to how expensive your product is. So if it's like 2 grand, for example, you might want to have it more like 20 minutes. So you'd basically take some of your content and just give them a taste of that. You want to give them the wow, not the how, so to speak. So you want to give them enough information that they are interested and that you've actually helped them, but not so much that they don't actually need your product. So you give them this training, and it should be a real training, on the bridge page, and this can actually be the free gift. That's the high value converting offer. So the way it works is people come to the ad. The ad is offering them a high value converting offer. Sometimes it's just a report. It doesn't have to be, it can just be a report which you give them. In that case, you would have some information on the bridge page, which would have, a download link and things like that. And it would also, and probably a video anyway, because you want to indoctrinate them and get them used to you and your brand at that time, because now you've got their attention. So you need to give them a free gift. The free gift can be the video on the bridge page. So you take them from your ad all the way to your opt-in page and the bridge page, and the headline that you would use on the opt-in page and the bridge page is all the same, because it's all about the high value converting offer. And then on the bridge page, you have a button, and the button leads them to the sales page. So basically say, if you found this helpful, here's something else that goes into much more detail. It's on the next page. Check it out. Click the button below. That's something like that. And so then they go off to your sales page and your irresistible offer, etc. So that's basically how it works. But what you can do to hack this, essentially, is you can always tell where your funnel is broken by where people stop in the process. So if you're running ads on Facebook or YouTube, for example, and people are interacting with the ad, but they come to the opt-in page and they don't opt in, then it could be that you are not targeting the right people, or it could be that the headline on the opt-in page or the ad is off, but they've stopped at this point. So you want to start testing maybe the headline, which the headline does 80% of the work. If you've got another high value converting offer here on the opt-in page, your free gift, they should want to grab that. So it might be, there's only so many things that it can be. It can be you're not targeting the right people, but it could also just be you need to change the headline and the gift that you're offering. So, or it could be if no one is interacting with the ad at all, then that tells you that it's the ad that's the problem, right? So if no one's interacting with your ad sucks, and you need to change the copy, or you need to change, the headline, or you need to change the creatives or something like that until people start interacting with it. And then you can see where they move down the process. Maybe they come to the bridge page, but they don't actually go forward after that. So you can see where people stop, and you can just test out until you get it working, right? And obviously, once you've got people in your sphere of influence and you're on your list, etc., then you can follow up with them there. You want to put a Facebook pixel or a Google tag or both on all these pages so that you've got that data so that you can follow up with them with retargeting ads. Because people often will not buy your thing just from the first interaction, so you may have to reach out to them, multiple times with various different retargeting ads, etc. But once you get this working, then you're golden, right? So one example of irresistible offers is Groupon. So if you go to Groupon, they say, in a variety of different niches, they say, get this amazing deal for basically nothing. And you can see their process there. And that's one way of going about it. So you can take a look at things like that just as an example. Here's just a few items to keep in mind when you're going through some of this process and testing it out. So you want to avoid too many steps. The more steps, the more people you'll lose. So try and keep it simple. The process that I just went through is the only pages you'd want to have here. You don't want to ask people for too much information, otherwise they'll bolt, right? So, you also want to ask yourself, how big is your fishing pond? So if your funnel's not working, but you're only going after a very small audience, that in itself could be the problem, because sometimes just the law of large numbers, if you have a bigger audience, there's a larger chance that you're going to come across people online that will be interested in your market. So it might not even be that your targeting sucks. It could just be that you don't have a big enough audience to grab, right? So you want to take a look at that too. If you're doing e-commerce, for example, you want to have 500,000 or more. If you're doing something, more local, then, I'd still want to have 100,000 or something like that. So you can play with that a bit, but you want to make sure you got a big enough market, right? Now, we want to make your content shareable as much as possible. So if you're giving people good information, if it's noticeable, that type of thing. I mean, you see viral content online all the time, so if you want people to share your content, then you want to try and make it as attractive and shareable as possible, right? So just knowing your metrics, which is sort of what we were talking about before, just as you go through this process, just keep it simple and make sure that that if people aren't interacting with your ad, then it's your ad that's the problem. If they're coming to your opt-in page, then chances are it's a problem with the opt-in page. So most likely you want to try a different headline, right? If you know that you've got the right audience, then it's likely the headline. So you just basically go through this process and figure out where people are stopping, and then that'll tell you what you need to optimize. Now, if you want more information, then below this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see in the description there's a link you can go grab, or 5 Steps to Facebook Freedom. It's just a 5-part video series. It's free on running Facebook ads. And if you're watching this on our blog, you can see the opt-in option there, and you can just give us your name and email address, and we'll send it over to you for free. And on all of those video pages, you will see also a link to grab a sales funnel training by John Pemberthy, that's totally free. It's just a 2-hour webinar. He did it for us and gave us permission to use it with our audience. So that goes into a lot more detail in terms of your irresistible offer, all the way to the sales page with examples, pictures, etc., of how to do all of this in greater detail than we can do here, because there's only so much we can cover in one short YouTube video. So check that out. If you are seeing this on YouTube, then smash the like button and the subscribe and hit that bell thing, so that helps us get more content out here, because we're going to be putting a lot more stuff out here online for you. So let us know what you want to see. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.